The Kingdom of Cambodia might be the country where the cultural, historical and economic importance of fisheries are best illustrated. Many carvings from the temples of Angkor Wat and Bayon testify to the exceptional importance of fish in Khmer civilization. Even today, Cambodian people never forget to show their respect for the fabulous gift. Like here, for example, in Phnom Penh, where they celebrate the water festival, which attracts many fishermen from all over Cambodia. There is much more protocol on Fisheries Day, and Prime Minister Hun Sen himself underlines in his speech the efforts necessary to preserve the resource brought by the Mekong and the Tonle Sap. The inland fisheries of Cambodia are among the most dynamic in the lower Mekong Basin. Large-scale commercial fisheries, also called fishing lots, represent 18% of the production of the country, or around 65,000 tons. These fisheries use methods which consist of surrounding several hundred square kilometers of flooded areas using bamboo fences or nets to capture fish during the flood recession. These intensive and exclusive fisheries are an area of focus for the government and donors due to their large scale and their social impact. Medium-scale fisheries use motorboats. Their catches vary between 85 and 100,000 tons per year. This kind of activity attracts many operators from nearby countries such as Vietnam, sometimes recreating floating villages all around the Tonle Sap, like here at the fish market, which swarms with boats and palm leaf hats. Cambodian fisheries also include the capture of other aquatic species, such as water snakes. They are mass fished and then used as feed at the crocodile farms on and around the Tonle Sap Lake. It was a true niche market a few years ago because of the demand for skins from Thailand, but this activity has declined considerably, and there might be a risk that crocodiles return to their natural habitat. Cambodians have also created very imaginative processing and manufacturing activities. They use every animal and fish resource to cook very local products such as brines, dried fish, dried gels, and fish paste. Many amazing products exist, and the demand for them is strong. Cambodia is still the poorest country in Southeast Asia, and its inhabitants mainly use the fishing resources for subsistence. For small-scale fisheries, also known as family fisheries, no license is required. This sort of fishing takes place everywhere in the country, close to dwellings, in rice fields, and even in puddles. Small-scale fisheries harvest 200,000 tonnes of fish annually, more than 50% of the overall catch. Fish and aquatic resources are Cambodia's premier food source and represent more than 50% of the protein intake of Cambodian people. People need protein, but they also show much imagination in a multitude of local recipes. Children and adults depend widely on fisheries for their subsistence. This vital aspect of the fisheries sector has persuaded the government and scientists to mobilise in order to improve the management of this strategic resource. Since 2000, the government has passed a range of bold laws that cut limits to fishing lots by half and helped fishing communities access the new fishing grounds that were created in the process. Greater efforts were also made by law enforcement officials to curb illegal fishing. In this area of Battambang, fisheries officers seize a net with overly fine mesh used to capture small and young fish. Large-scale illegal fishing could seriously disturb the natural ecological balance in the lower Mekong Basin. This in turn could disturb the system of consumption on which it is based, and ultimately a society that has thrived on fish and fishing for several hundred years. This might seriously dampen the legendary cheerfulness of the Cambodian people.